The heart of LA, Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
Welcome, everybody, to our Angels Live pregame show right here on Valley Sports, and it is brought to you by Lexus. I hope you Halo fans at home are feeling good about this game tonight. I know I am, for one. Going to find out from Gooby and Bobby B if they feel the same. Have to find a way to beat the Dodgers. Got the right guy on the bump to get it done, and it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Reid Detmers, all of 24 years old today. We also have the best of Shohei Ohtani so far, first half of 2023. We picked our favorite moments, and you can play along at home. And the MLB draft begins tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Halos pick 11th. What is the plan? It's Japanese Heritage Night here at Dodger Stadium. There's a taiko drum band going on. Bobby, I think, you know, our drum band at the Big A, we had more drums.
Yeah, we had nine drummers.
We had nine drums. They got about 4. But it's still, Gooby, it's still very good drum band.
It sounds great. I mean, this is a lot of fun being this close. You know how I love drum solos when I go to a concert.
Yes,
so this
you
is pretty
do.
good.
You brought it up. Moby Dick absolutely sounded like it. John Bonham, let's go. Hey, Mark Kubasa, Bobby Valentine, Patrick O'Neill. Bobby, I'll start with you. Your feelings going into this game.
Well, you know, it's the last one. 5-day break, definitely needed. This team is not really a team right now, and you need a special effort by a couple of the guys to get a W today.
Yeah, this is one of those games we often say it's the biggest game of the year. For me, this is a really big game. It's almost like a game where you're thinking of it being the 7th game of a playoff. It's still plenty of games left in the season, but you have to find a way to win this game no matter what. You want to be one game over 500 when you get all the troops back starting the second half of the season. Then you can want to run. You play teams ahead of you in that wild card race when you got the Astros and the Yankees coming to town. And the Pirates have been a good young team, so a long homestand coming up, but you have to get this win here today.
500 right now, win. You're over 500 going into the break. Nobody, you guys know how brutal baseball could be. Nobody feels sorry for you when you're hurt, and they're not going to lay down. It's hard to get W's in MLB. Reid Detmers, though, on his birthday, Phil Nevin said we're in a rut, but we got to stop her on the hill in Detmers for his curveball to be successful. How does he set it up?
Well, you know, his curveball is a great pitch for him. Of course, his fastball slider play together really well, and he's learned to take something off of his slider now, so it looks a little more like his curveball. But the girl that he brought to the dance was his curveball. That's how he got here, and that's what he's most familiar with. And you see him throwing it here. It goes up, and then it works with his fastball. It's another plane up there high with the fastball. It comes out of his hand in that zone and then drops in there. Yeah, he threw that pitch 3-1 to an 8th place hitter with a 2-run lead and no one on base because it was his baby. That's the one he wanted to go to, and the more the other team sees it, the worse they're going to hit.
Love it. And there's Detmers kind of hiding from us, but don't worry, you'll see him soon enough. His arsenal with 2 strikes, first 10 versus the last 5. His numbers the last 5, you could pit him against any pitcher in baseball. These numbers in the last 5 are the best of anybody. He is on an absolute roll. Gooby, let me go to you on the fastball slider combo, and that to you is key here tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing too. When you look at his arsenal, what he's done with 2 strikes, he's used his fastball more, his curveball more, and his slider just a little bit less. And I think that's made all his pitches that much better. So what I'm liking, what I'm seeing from Reid Detmers, take a look at our play set presented by Frontier. His slider, now he's throwing his slider 85, 86 miles an hour, and then eventually 88 miles an hour with better depth to it. Early in the season, he was throwing his slider 91, 92, 93. Yes, it was firm, but it didn't have quite that depth and break on it, and it's really set up his fastball, touching 95 miles per hour, the upper quadrants of the strike zone. Again, it goes back to he's getting a lot of swing and misses on his fastball upstairs with 2 strikes. That's compared to what we saw early in the season. His numbers his last 5 starts have been off the charts as far as the strikeouts too. 43 strikeouts in a little over 31 innings pitched. His opponent's batting average and lost his ERA just 1.42. Still, for me, it comes down to he's using a better pitch selection. He's pitching his game right now, and that's why he's been able to dominate there. Take a look at our StatCast, really powered by Google Cloud. See that 4-seam fastball, more usage. The slider's been very, very good. Curveball added that big-time depth to it, and also he'll throw his sweeper in there. So he's got 3 different types of breaking balls, all at varying speeds. That's the thing that makes it difficult for a hitter right now. Okay, you're reading breakable. One's at 74, one's at 85, one's at 88. In other words, with different break, it's going to be at 86. So there's different varying speeds on there. And then he still has that good fuzz going up there. He can touch 97.
Yeah, great breakdown there, Gooby and Bobby. I think if the Dodgers want to look at some tape of the last time they saw Reid Detmers, they might not want to do that because he went toe-to-toe with Clayton Kershaw with some of the best pitching we've seen from Reid Detmers, and he knows these guys. That could be to his advantage.
Well, it's usually the hitter's advantage after they see him a couple times, and not seeing Reid last time, I think they were surprised by his curveball and surprised by his ability to throw that fastball at 96 up in the zone. They'll be more ready today. They're a real professional group.
And Phil Nevin was asked about Shohei Ohtani on Japanese Heritage Night, and he said he is the best player in the world. Without question, he is the MVP. We have compiled our top moments of 2023 first half. Bobby, I'm going to you first. You took mine. That's okay. Go ahead. You go first. They went to you. You returned the text faster.
I didn't know it was yours, Patrick. You can have it. No, I'll take it. You know, we played a big series against Texas, and their ace was on the mound, and Shohei was on the mound, and he decided to deal it up. It was his 6th win of the season, as you see right there. The 2 runs, and it was on a 1 swing, a home run. Yeah, other than that, there was no loud contact. He had a very good fastball. His sweeper was working, and he threw a few splits. But this is what he did at the plate to make sure the game was going to be put away. He got a pitch on the inside part of the plate and hit it to left center field. 454 feet, I think, Patrick. I mean, it was out of there in no time.
It was the hardest hit baseball by a lefty opposite field StatCast era. You know, Gooby, I'm sure you took mine also, but again, you replied faster than me, and you, sir, are a legend, and you get this one.
No, I don't think you would have chosen this one, Patio. I'm going with the game up in Baltimore when he went 7 innings of work, picked up the W in that game. He made some pretty good pitches on the mound, batted all the way through, got to that 7th inning, put himself in position to win the game on the mound. Why he was able to win? Because of what he did at the plate. Reid spaced 5 times in the game, 4 hits. He had a home run, 459 feet that almost destroyed Boog's barbecue out there in right center field and came oh so close to hitting for the cycle. That baseball just kicked right or left. He hit for the cycle as a pitcher. Yeah. He's almost done that 3 times.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You're right. I didn't pick that one. I wasn't there, but I did see it. The one I picked, and it's not like you're left with, you know, scraps.
There's a million of them.
I know. There's so many moments we've seen. So I'm going to go with June 27th. He picking up his 7th win of the season against the White Sox. He had 10 strikeouts. He was dominant on the bump. That's some of the best stuff we have seen from him all season long. The White Sox had no idea what to do with him. And then at the plate, he hammered the baseball. He destroyed it. He knocked the cover off, and he was 3 for 3, 2 home runs versus the White Sox. So let me just get this straight. You're telling me he went into the 7th, he struck out 10, and then he was 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. This is insane. This just doesn't happen.
By the way,
That's a good game,
how's
too.
that possible? These 3 games,
don't
there's
know.
more. Wait, there's more. It's unbelievable what he did.
Cool.
Incredible.
6.2 WAR in the first half for Shohei Ohtani. Leads baseball. 6.2.
Yeah, right. And
between
you
a hitter and a pitcher. It's
last
incredible.
night when I said to you that Betts and Freeman were both on pace for a 6 WAR, and then you shut me down by saying, what is Shohei's WAR right now?
Yes.
6.2. Yes. Incredible. What's unfortunate, though, of course, is all the injuries. We know it's a long list for sure. Hopefully, though, some guys are getting back. Let's go to Phil Nevin, Erica Weston with some key questions. And here's the injury report from the manager.
Matty threw the ball great. Looks really good. Another live session middle of next week, and we're excited to where he was at today.
What about Zach?
Zach faced him. We didn't want him to take any swings, tracked everything, but he's ready to start facing, doing that here in a couple days. He's going to go out to Arizona on Sunday and get some work in out there. Do a live BP with Matty again. A couple other guys are going to be thrown out there, so he'll face them as well. So get him a lot of at-bats, come back to us on Thursday, and we'll just reevaluate where we're at. If we think he's ready, then we'll get him out there.
Did you guys get any clarity on Brandon Drury's shoulder?
Yeah, we did. Actually, you know, what we consider good news, some inflammation in there. He received a cortisone shot yesterday that you know, hopefully will calm things down. It was you know, kind of a sense of relief for him, for one, but for us as well. calm this down for over the next few days. Obviously, we have off, and when we get back to work on Thursday at our workout, we'll see where he's at. But we're confident that he's going to be okay here soon.
All right, that's some good news, and I know Erica and some of the other media were there to talk to Brandon Drury as well, so hopefully him, Neto, Moore get back very soon. Let me ask you guys real quick, switching gears a bit, you got the MLB draft coming up tomorrow. Angels pick 11, no second-round pick. They do have a third-round pick, and it carries on. What do you think the Angels are looking for at 11 overall?
I think a mature pitcher, someone that you don't have to waste a lot of time with developing, who can step in sooner rather than later. Not a high school player, I think.
Okay.
Excuse me, Bobby, I was a high school player, man. What are you talking about?
Too, dude.
Yeah. I think for me, the 11th pick, there's so many incredible athletes in this draft. I'm saying draft the best athlete available, and I still think they've got some depth as far as the pitching department. Best athlete, that means maybe a guy that could be ready and is an outfielder come real soon.
Okay, yeah, it's a pretty deep draft. I was a high school player too, not a sniff. Nothing. Not even a guy in the stands. Not even my dad. He didn't even come to the games.
I would have went.
You would have been there. Yeah. Appreciate it. Good people, we'll let you go. I know you got a big game to call with Wayne.
Let's go. It's a big game today.
Yeah, it is.
Must win.
Have to get it. All right, Mark Guba's right there. Appreciate that. Two-time All-Star World Series champ. Hanging with us here on Angels Live. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. On the other side, Erica Weston joins us with the Mickey Moniak 3-run jack last night. He's been hot on the road. Find out why when Angels Live returns.
The next baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Your Southern California Lexus dealers. Experience amazing. Final game before the break for both of these teams. 5 days off is key. As you see Angels fans here at Dodger Stadium, they're hoping for Mickey Moniak to go yard. He did it last night. He's been red hot, hitting over 400 away from the Big A. Here's Erica Weston with the Mick.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Mickey, your 3-run home run last night was certainly a bright spot in a tough game for you guys. I know things have been tough for the ball club right now, but let's focus in on that 3-run home run because you're mashing baseballs on the road this season. Is there anything about the way that you play on the road versus when you're at home, where you still crush baseballs?
No, I don't know. I definitely don't feel like there's a difference. As far as the preparation goes, I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Definitely the last homestand, was kind of playing through some injuries, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I don't know. It's interesting.
Is it maybe the silence of the opposing team's crowd when you go yard in their ballpark?
That definitely helps. I think that definitely helps. I definitely would rather have the roar of the Angels fans, but just the way things are going right now, I guess. Like I said, I don't know. It's definitely something that I definitely haven't put much thought into, and there's really not too big of a difference how I feel at home versus the road. Would rather be playing in front of the Angels fans, but as far as performance goes, I don't know.
You mentioned last homestand playing through some stuff. How are you feeling right now? We got one game heading into the break. How's everything feeling for you?
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty much back to 100%. Yeah, just had like a little glute strain, hip deal, so you know, nothing serious, nothing I couldn't play through, which, you know, thankfully, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, the #1 goal is just to stay healthy, especially after last year, and so just being able to be on the field and you know, being able to play through that, you know, was good, and you know, just glad it's feeling back to 100%.
I'd be surprised if guys weren't playing through some sort of small nagging injury at this point of the season. I know injuries have unfortunately been a big part of the story the past couple of weeks. Mike's out. We've got Joe here, who had an unbelievable home run robbery last night. You probably had a pretty good viewpoint of it. What'd you think?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, Joe's put in so much hard work, you know, on the defensive side of the ball, and you know, it's been fun to be able to watch him, you know, this year, early in the year in Salt Lake, and then obviously come to fruition last night, you know, making that catch. So, you know, super proud of him. Glad he's here. You know, he obviously deserves to be here, and you know, I'm glad he's getting a shot to kind of prove to people what he can do, and you know, obviously unfortunate that it comes at the expense of Mike, but you know, that's just kind of the mentality we have here. It's just that next man up, and you know, we got a lot of good guys that can fill in holes. You know, you're never going to replace a Mike Trout, but you know, we got the guys to make do till he's back.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Erica. Bobby, there was something that struck you from that interview early on. What was it?
Well, just the idea of home and away. 63 at-bats at home, 63 at home, 5 home runs at home, 5 on the road, 14 RBIs on the road, 14 RBIs. You know, it's pretty equal except for a few bloops that didn't work out. Don't get a hotel room over in Anaheim. It's all right, Mickey. You can stay at home.
That's a good point, but still hitting over 400 on the road, leading baseball. Minimum 50 AB is not too bad. Keep it going. Need you here tonight. We'll take a break. How about a Halo history lesson with Mark Gubazon? Albert Pujols hitting career home run number 500. What's the story behind it? Well, you're about to get schooled next.
The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show. Before they flash the leather on the field, they'll flash the style on the carpet. The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show, July 11th on MLB Network.
Batting averages are up this year. There's less downtime than ever before.
Goes into his windup, first pitch, and this ball's hit a long way.
High drive. Got the wall. See ya.
That ball's out of here.
That is long gone.
Live black ad-free audio from every major league club, video of minor league games, plus highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is only $3.99 per month. Subscribe within the MLB app today.
Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
Live pregame show brought to you by Lexus. So much fantastic history with the Halos, including 1962 Palm Springs spring training and Albert Pujols hitting career homer number 500. Hey, Gooby, what happened? Take it away.
Angel fans, do you remember Albert Pujols' 500th home run? Let's go back in time right now. This is Gooby's Halo History Lesson. Let's set the stage. It's April 22nd, 2014. There's 22,000 fans at National Park in Washington, D.C. Albert Pujols coming off an 0-for-5 game. Dominican brethren Eric Ibar and broadcaster Jose Mota converse with Pujols when Albert makes the prediction he is going to hit 2 out today. 499. In the first inning, 2 on, no outs. Albert connects on a 1-1 changeup from right-hander Taylor Jordan and sent the ball towering near the left field foul pole for home run number 499.
Big fly for Albert Pujols, number 499.
Now Albert Pujols sits 1 swing away from 500. Top of the second as we watch with great anticipation. This time, Taylor Jordan gets the best of Albert Pujols as he goes down swinging. We will have to wait to the next at-bat in the 5th inning. I looked over at Victor and said, he is going to do it. With Mike Trout on base, Albert Pujols for the 3rd time is locked in. With the count 1 ball and 2 strikes, Pujols drives a chest-high sinker over the Angels bullpen in left center field for home run number 500.
Welcome to the 500 home run club, Albert Pujols.
A historic prediction. Albert Pujols predicted not 1, but 2 home runs. Didn't know now you know. That's Gooby's Halo History Lesson.
Oh, Gooby, that's an outstanding history lesson. Thanks so much. We'll take a break, come back, continue to get you set for the Freeway Series.
Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
Enrique Quique Hernández.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de acá de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor. Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
First pitch here at Dodger Stadium, watching our Angels live pregame. Halos and the Dodgers coming up. That was a great catch last night by Joe Adell in honor of the robbery. We're going to take a look at some of the best robberies of the season so far for your Halos.
Langoliers, it's a high fly, pretty deep to left. Ward is all the way back at the wall. He made the catch! Taylor Ward! He robbed a grand slam!
3-2. Is hit pretty well to center field. But Moniak is going back at the wall. He leaps up, and how about it? The Mick robs a home run.
High fly to left center field off the bat of Ezekiel Duran. Moniak is back at the wall. He leaps up, and he makes the catch. Mickey Moniak robbing Ezekiel Duran of extra bases. Pitch swinging, Andrew Vaughn cracks one to straightaway center. It's deep. Trout is at the wall. He leaps, and he made the catch. Mike Trout robs Andrew Vaughn of a home run.
And that one's hit pretty well. Joe Adell to the track, to the wall, leaps up. Joe Adell makes the catch. What a play. Back here with Bobby Valentine, who has crushed this pregame so far. Bobby V, what, in your opinion, makes a great robbery And which of those was your favorite? Degree of difficulty. Break it down.
I'm the wrong guy to ask that. I ran into the wall, broke my leg.
That's true.
Hey, but I kind of know what you're supposed to do. You notice how they all took the short steps before they collected, before they got to the wall, and then they leap? Well, the only one who wasn't allowed to do that was Taylor Ward, going into the low fence that had that really weird angle coming out. So that's a really tough catch. You're in stride. You have to catch and then bruise your leg as you're going.
I know you robbed some balls, especially in Little League. The fences were smaller. You were able to get them. Hey, let's take a look at you see how I did that? I'm getting right onto the next topic. I don't give you a chance. The Angels line. Now the Dodgers are going to go with a committee of pitchers, starting with the lefty Vesia. What do you make of this? How do you do this? How do you beat these guys?
Well, he pitched yesterday, and again, this is a bullpen that hasn't been that successful, and I don't think asking 5 guys all to have a good day is the way to go the last day of this first half of the season. So hopefully we'll get at least one of them who hangs a few pitches, and the Angels will do some damage.
And hopefully they hang him, and then the Angels are going to bang him. Dodgers line up Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Muncy, but Mookie has been red hot of late. How do you get him out? How would you pitch to him?
Oh, Mookie's just a great hitter. You know, he's an MVP. He can hit the inside pitch. He loves to pull the outside pitch, and he loves to pull the ball that's away, that's off speed. So you want to bust him hard in off the plate before you go away with the soft stuff, or else he's going to do a lot of damage like that.
Well, you said it earlier in the show. You feel that Reid Detmers is going to be the difference in this ball game. So important to finish this first half with a win. It would be huge. You know it would do something for their confidence.
Yeah, I think another win, and that's the last thing you're thinking about for 5 days before you come out and do it again. It's an important game, and it's the last one they're playing.
All right, so Mookie Betts has been dynamic. We get it. It's Betts, Freeman, Smith, Martinez, Muncy, Rojas, Vargas, Outman, and DeLuca. Obviously, the top of this order. Dodgers have a chance to go into the break at, first place. Hopefully the Angels can prevent that from happening. What do you think the difference is tonight?
I wonder what that lineup would look like if their catcher, first base, and second base, and third base, and shortstop, and center field weren't in it like the Angels lineup. But anyway, I think it's an outstanding lineup that hits home runs. They love to hit the ball out of the park because they can.
Well, unfortunately, there's been some injuries, but no one feels sorry for you. We've said that. Hopefully the Angels find a way to get a W here. We'll take a break, come back, first pitch around the corner with Wayne, Gooby, and Erica.
Every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Player Draft. See who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero.
With the first pick of the MLB Draft.
Watch live coverage Sunday 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's show of record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome. This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight. Every night on MLB Network.
The heart of your team. The heart of LA. Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
Dodger Stadium, the scene for the last game of the Freeway Series, the last one before the All-Star break, brought to you by Shakey's. The Angels and the Dodgers playing here tonight in the second of this two-game series at Chavez Ravine. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Rant. Dazzle and Gooby, the All-Star break brings a time for reflection. So we look back at what Shohei Ohtani has done. Really might be the best first half in baseball history.
Wayne, he truly is the unicorn. The numbers he put up this first half of the season, absolutely amazing. First in home runs with 31. You look at the first in slugging percentage, first in OPS at 1,031, first in total base at 218, a WAR of 6.2, leads Major League Baseball, and that also 132 strikeouts. But my favorite moment, Wayne, in the first half for Shohei Ohtani, magical season he's had so far. You go back to May 15th in Baltimore, pitches 7 innings, picks up the W on the mound, but what he did at the plate was absolutely magical. Reached base 5 times, 4 hits in the game, hit a home run, 459 feet, and just missed. Hit for the cycle. That almost was a double there. But what about you, Wayne? What was your favorite moment for Shohei?
So many great moments for Shohei Ohtani. But take you back to the Angels playing the Diamondbacks at Angel Stadium, and Shohei absolutely launching one. 493 feet, the longest home run by an Angel in the StatCast era, longest home run at Angel Stadium in the era, and his 30th home run of the year. Really a symbol of all the home runs that he's hit. So many long, majestic home runs off of Shohei's bat this season. So while we're here choosing favorites, we'll bring in Erica Weston as well to see what hers was.
Wayne, there are so many to choose from, as you mentioned, but I'm going back to mid-June. The Angels, probably their most impressive win of the season, that series against the Texas Rangers, and you better believe Shohei Ohtani had something to say in that game. They won in extra innings, in 12 innings. That first one, a game-tying home run. That was in the 7th inning when the Angels trailed by 1. Then 4 scoreless frames later in the 12th inning, Shohei going yard once again, delivering the knockout punch as the Halos won the game in 12 innings, winning the series. And you better believe, Wayne, that Shohei saw that plaque from Aaron Judge out there in left field and said, I'm coming for that record this year with another MVP campaign in tow.
Well, he certainly has a shot to get to 62 home runs. We'll see how it all unfolds after the All-Star break. But one more going into the break, and the Angels trying to get a victory. Maybe they'll round more home runs. They've done it so many times this year. Joe Adele off of Max Muncy last night. Freeway robbery coming up, the Angels and the Dodgers.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
Done it again.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
Together. Together.
Together.
by Hyundai. It's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By the OC Healthcare Agency, build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. The Freeway Series wraps up today. So does the pre-All-Star break schedule as the Angels and the Dodgers finish up this series. Last night we saw yet another home run robbery from the Angels. Joe Adell took one away from Max Muncy. The Angels have been doing it like that all season. Langoliers, it's a high fly, pretty deep to left. Ward is all the way back at the wall. He made the catch! Taylor Ward! He robbed a grand slam!
It's 3-2. It's hit pretty well to center field. Moniak is going back at the wall. He leaps up, and how about it? The Mick robs a home run.
High fly to left center field off the bat of Ezekiel Duran. Moniak is back at the wall. He leaps up and he makes the catch. Mickey Moniak robbing Ezekiel Duran of extra bases. First pitch swinging. Andrew Vaughn cracks one to straightaway center. It's deep. Trout is at the wall. He leaps and he made the catch. Mike Trout robs Andrew Vaughn of a home run.
And that one's hit pretty well. Joe Adell to the track, to the wall, leaps up. Joe Adell makes the catch. What a play.
Every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Player Draft. See who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero.
With the first pick of an MLB Draft.
Watch live coverage Sunday 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
Sunday on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded. Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's show of record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome.
This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
Auto Center, Shohei leading things off for the Angels as he is the designated hitter, as he will be Tuesday night in the All-Star game for the American League. Hunter Renfroe hitting in the 2-hole tonight. Mickey Moniak had a home run last night. He bats third, and Joe Adell in the cleanup spot. Mike Moustakas also went deep for Phil Nevin's ball club yesterday as the Angels try to hammer out a win and get back above the 500 mark before the All-Star break, facing a Dodger ball club that has been playing well over the last couple of weeks. And when these two teams met at Angel Stadium, well, the Dodgers had a bullpen game that resulted in a shutout. So they're going to try to roll it back tonight. It looks like Alex Vesia is their opener this evening.
Vesia has already thrown. This will be his third straight game. This fastball still pretty good right now. It's a lot better than it was earlier in the season. 92, 97 slider, curveball, and cutter. And the defense behind him. Max Muncy over at third base. Improvement. Defense up to 955 fielding percentage, 942 in his career. Rojas, Vargas, Freeman at first base, Smith behind the plate. DeLuca, Outman, and Betts out in right field after playing second base most of the game last night, back out in his normal spot. But Max Muncy has been very, very good at third base. He's also turned 15 double plays.
There were 7 Dodger pitchers who tossed a 2-hitter against the Angels at Angel Stadium on June 21st. Halos hoping for better tonight as Shohei leads off against Alex Vesia. And the first pitch is hit towards center field for a base hit. 1 pitch, 1 hit. And Shohei gets the Angels a base runner right out of the gate.
Yeah, last night he took a fastball against Vesia, and then next pitch fouled it straight back, and then he painted the outside part of the plate. So you knew he was ready on the first pitch. This time around, got a 4-seamer yesterday, 4-seamer today. This time lines it back up the middle.
The Dodgers didn't have to dig too deep into their bullpen yesterday, but they did use a few relievers, including Vesia, Gratterall, and Brazier, behind Tony Gonsolin, who worked into the 7th inning.
Dave Roberts said earlier today, Wayne, he just tried to get through at least the top tough part of the lineup with the bullpen, and Grove be able to come follow him up after that first inning.
Now, last time the Dodgers used Michael Grove basically as a decoy. Tonight it looks like they're actually going to use him on the mound, as Grove is throwing in the Dodger bullpen already. And again, Vesia only has to face 3 hitters here. So after Mickey Moniak, Vesia's limit will be reached, and that might be the end of it for Alex Vesia. We'll see.
Still a high ERA coming into the game with a 7.08. It's been better of late.
There's Grove, a patsy last time used by Dave Roberts, but today we're going to see the real Michael Grove on the mound, it would appear. Renfroe dumps one behind the first base side, foul territory, and the Gold Glover Freddie Freeman reaches that. So Renfroe pops out, and that'll bring up Moniak. Moniak so far in his major league career has just 1 hit against a left-handed pitcher. He'll try to get his second here against Alex Vesia. You see the damage Moniak has done away from the Big A, hitting .413 in his road games. That includes the 3-run homer last night.
Double digits in home runs, double digits in doubles. 22 extra base hits this year for Mickey Moniak.
Yesterday off of Tony Gonsolin, brought the Angels back in the game, at least for the moment.
Curveball jumps on it, got out quickly. Hardest hit. Home run for Mickey Moniak. Statcast error, he was all over that one.
And he has certainly been a valuable offensive player and a good defensive player too. But everybody knew he could play defense. It was his bat that was in question coming from the Phillies. And it's not really a question anymore that Mickey Moniak can be a valuable offensive player at the major league level.
Yeah, slugging .651 this season.
Only Aaron Judge has been better in terms of slugging percentage than Moniak.
Oh, that's a pretty good pitch.
Vesia wanted it, so did Will Smith, and home plate umpire Will Little keeps Moniak in the box. You see what he's done this year compared to his time over the last few seasons. Most of that as he was trying to make an impression on the team that drafted him, #1 overall, the Phillies. Moniak reaches there and misses for strike 3.
I think part of it is because that last pitch was so close fastball. He went back to another fastball. It was a little off the plate, but when you hear the oohs and ahs in the stands, you're more apt to be a little bit more aggressive on the next pitch, and that was off the plate, tough to make contact with.
Yeah, trust the umpire. Gave you one, he likely would have given you that one too. Here's Joe Adell, and it's still Vesia out there as Adell takes a strike on the inside corner. Adell's hits have all been extra base hits so far at the major league level. Don't forget his 23 homers at Salt Lake. He was leading all of minor league baseball when he was called up.
Yeah, good swing and a perfect pitch to drive there, right back at Will Smith behind the plate. What a spot that was right there for Joe Adell to do some damage.
Well, it's no balls, 2 strikes on Adell. As the Angels try to get going early against the Dodgers. Last night it was the boys in blue that were able to get the early lead, and subsequent victory as the Dodgers pulled away late. One ball, two strikes on Joe Adell.
Number of fastballs already. Adell may see a slider here now. So to get that in the zone, that's a baseball he can pull down the left field line.
And when Alls was very close, almost came back over the outside corner with the slider on the back door. It was just a bit low, and Vesia might be feeling a bit pinched here in the first inning.
Smith tried to bring that back in the zone. That was real close.
And now full count. So the runner at first base, Shohei, will be getting a head start on 3-2. Shohei had a base hit on the very first pitch of the game. He has not moved after a foul out by Renfroe and a strikeout for Mickey Moniak. After a timeout, everybody trying to get situated as Joe Adell digs back in the box. Vesia settles back on the mound. 3-2 pitch is forthcoming from Vesia with Shohei on the move. And Adell strikes out on a fastball. 2 strikeouts and a scoreless first for Alex Vesia.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly. So we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant. So we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Joe Adell's being looked at in the dugout right now. Didn't happen on that swing or not feeling well.
Adell has not made his way to the outfield. Nobody has yet, and it looks like now the Angels are going to make a change as David Fletcher heads out to left field. Didn't look like until maybe afterward that Adell felt something on that swing. So the Angels will send Fletcher into the game, and that means Renifo goes to the outfield. Taylor Ward on the bench for the Angels, but he is remaining on the bench as Renifo goes to play left field and Fletcher takes over at second base. I'm not sure if there's something undisclosed there with Taylor Ward as well.
Yeah, he had a little groin issue. Tight. He was running out. You know, the fly ball out in left field, even running down the line.
A strike to Mookie Betts. starting off the game today. Betts had quite a game yesterday, hitting a couple of home runs. He's been on fire lately. Up to 25 home runs now. And he drives this ball out toward left center field. There's home run number 26 for Mookie Betts. It's 1-0 Dodgers already.
Dave Roberts was talking about him earlier today in the dugout, and the question was asked, has he ever seen Mookie Betts in this kind of a role, even going back to 2020? He says no. His power swing he's been going on, he's hitting everything hard. And he's hitting fastballs. I mean, earlier this season, a lot of his power was done against non-fastballs. That fastball got out in a hurry again.
Dodgers had 5 home runs last night. Mookie Betts hit 2 of them, and now he leads off the game tonight with a home run, just like he did yesterday. It is 1-0. Reid Detmers has been so good lately as Freddie Freeman comes up empty. Detmers has allowed 2 runs or fewer in 5 straight starts, racking up at least 8 strikeouts in all of those.
Chase on that one.
And that's the first strikeout tonight, as Freddie Freeman couldn't hold his swing. 1 away, the Dodger lineup with Betts and Freeman at the top. 2 more All-Stars behind them, Will Smith and J.D. Martinez. Max Muncy's hit a whole lot of home runs this year too. It's easier said than done, but if you get through that first half of the Dodger lineup unscathed, it is a little easier sledding toward the bottom part. But certainly it was a big problem last night, and has been for many pitchers, to go through the likes of Betts and Freeman and Smith and Martinez and get consistent outs.
There's a lot of first pitch swinging, and the 2, 3, and 4 batters in this lineup for the Dodgers. Betts, once he make you work counts, not as aggressive on the first pitch, but Freeman, Smith, and J.D. Martinez are very, very aggressive on the first pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Will Smith, the all-star catcher for the Dodgers. As he swings and misses on a fastball, it's 1-2. Both of these teams plenty represented in terms of all-stars, as the Dodgers had a handful of all-stars, including the top 4 of their lineup and Clayton Kershaw, though Kershaw's on the IL. And the Angels with Shohei, Mike Trout, who won't be attending, and now Carlos Estevez.
I think when you look at Mookie Betts, we were talking about it last night, how many home runs he has pulled. That one there to left center, but still the pull side of the field, is you're going to have to try to force him to hit the ball out the other way. Whether you backdoor your slider, you say you throw your fastball away, you still might hit it hard, but you have a good chance of keeping it in the yard.
Mookie Betts with 26 home runs now. It's the most he's ever had before the All-Star break. He will be in the home run derby on Monday. His career high in home runs came last year at 35. So he's already closing in on that pretty quickly. Will Smith with a fly ball to right field. Hunter Renfroe is there. And 2 away.
Look at the Angels defense now. Renfroe out in left field. Moniak. Renfroe out in right field. Making that play there. And you got Escobar, Velasquez, Fletcher now at second. Mustakas at first. And Theis behind the plate. We've seen Renfroe play left. We've seen him play right field. And all the infield positions as well, except for first base.
There's certainly value in that flexibility as J.D. Martinez takes ball 1. I don't know that you'll ever encounter another team that is as much in need of 5 days off as this Angels team is. Between all the injuries and what has been a rough couple of weeks for this team, 5 days off will be a welcome sight for Phil Nevin and his crew. Get a fresh start once the All-Star break is done on Friday night back at the Big A when the Astros are in town. Mookie Betts with his 26th home run. It was his 10th leadoff home run already this year, which ties him with George Springer for the most leadoff home runs before the All-Star break in Major League history.
Amazing how often we've been saying that things that have happened. We say it enough with Shohei Ohtani.
first time in Major League history. It's incredible. So many great baseball players, so many great athletes.
'46 leadoff home runs lifetime for Betts, tied with Jimmy Rollins, who was a one-time Dodger on that list.
You know, Trammell was talking about it yesterday, talking about the futures game, how many great young players he was watching that game, how players are bigger, stronger, more athletic now than any point he ever saw, and he's a Hall of Famer. We're seeing that on display this season all around baseball.
Martinez held his swing that time. 10 leadoff home runs for Betts, also a Dodger record. So the record's falling by the wayside there. The futures game happening right now against a full slate of Major League games tonight. Swing and a miss by Martinez. Reid Detmers strikes out two, but he can't keep Mookie Betts in the park. It's 1-0 Dodgers.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
What's going on?
I think we found a way to stop fans from destroying their TVs when their teams lose.
How's it work?
Hey, Charlie. Philly lost.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put you on hold for just 1 second. Okay.
No!
Yeah, we need a little bit of water splashing around this one.
Bob Ross channel. It's freaking genius.
It's even a little over here.
Live TV and sports and more, but mostly sports. That's Fubo!
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
He's got a pretty good fastball working himself. We finally get a chance to see him 0-2. My go-to is to be successful against him. Jump on his fastball. A .415 batting average, slugging .738 with 6 home runs allowed. And make sure you keep that slider in the zone because it's a swing and miss pitch. Jumping on a fastball right away. Some really good numbers against his fastball.
Moustakas with a home run yesterday. His 6th of the year. He leads off here in the top of the 2nd against Michael Grove, the new Dodger pitcher. Just when you're the bulk inning man instead of the starter, you don't have to go 5 innings anymore. Just do whatever you want now. Don't even have to make it through the 5th inning in this case, even though you started in the 2nd. Somehow these rules make sense. Ground ball hit sharply and through for Mike Moustakas.
On a fastball, that's what you have to try to do throughout the game against Grove.
2nd straight inning. The Angels have had a leadoff hit. Shohei did so in the 1st.
That's almost letter high. Brought his hands up and lines that one. Pass Vargas for a base hit to start off the inning.
Eduardo Escobar, the batter, switch hitter. There's ball 1 from Grove. Michael Grove out of Wheeling, West Virginia, was a 2nd-round pick 5 years ago. Even in the minor leagues, he had high ERAs. He's never really had a dominant year at any level in pro ball. So you see his ERA above 7 at the major league level. Well, that's kind of where it was at times in the minor leagues. He had a .786 ERA in 2021. He had a .610 ERA after being drafted in his first full year of pro ball in 2019.
Well, it's a big inning to respond now. Mookie Betts, the leadoff home run, giving the Dodgers lead. Joe Adell takes a swing and has to leave the game. You've got to find a way to respond here, just get that positive energy going here and score some runs.
Escobar lifts a fly ball to Outman in center field. And there's one away here in the second. Left-handers typically do well against Grove. OPS allowed to lefties in his career is close to 1,000. So see if that comes into play for the Angels with a good bunch of lefties in their lineup today, especially in the mid to late part of the order where it's Moustakas, then Escobar, now Theis. Luis Rengifo follows them. Velasquez switch hitting. He'll bat left-handed.
You have some guys on base. I mean, Moustakas is not going to be on the move, but you can steal a bag against him also. 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. In his career, he's allowed 12 stolen bases in 13 attempts. And Will Smith has struggled throwing out base stealers this season, only 15%.
Dodgers in general have allowed a lot of stolen bases over the course of this season. They've given up 104 steals as a team while only catching 16. Moustakas, though, with a pretty short lead at first. A soft bouncer to Freeman. He plays it and gets the out. He could have let that roll foul, but
smart decision to take the out. Even though it moves Moustakas into scoring position. Early in the game, you're always trying to get out as quick as possible, and it's a nice play. Gold Glove winner at first base. And Freeman, although that was pretty close.
It's the home plate umpire's call in front of the bag as Freeman played it right along the foul line and got the sure out on Theis. Big hack from Rengifo at the first pitch curve from Grove. Batting average starting to move up for Luis Rengifo. Has been swinging the bat better lately. He hasn't grown at all, but that was still a strike.
Wow. Slightly above the strike zone.
He had a 3-hit game on Monday. Rengifo was the starting second baseman tonight. Moved to left field after Joe Adell and his injury concern. We'll wait for an update from the Angels about Adell. The Angels are going to start having to hand out pamphlets with their injury updates, the way things have gone here lately. A chance to heal up with the All-Star break coming up. Looks like Zach Neto, Matt Moore could be back soon after the break. Maybe Brandon Drury as well. Here's strike 3 call to Rengifo. Grove drops the curve to end the inning.
Enrique Quique Hernández. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de la de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor. Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
as the guys are talking about hopefully trying to get some guys back after the All-Star break. And the Angels got some good news this afternoon with Brandon Drury, who did undergo an MRI yesterday with that sprained shoulder. He'd been dealing with that ever since diving for a ball about a week or so ago in that series. The good news was that it would just showed some inflammation on the shoulder. So he got a cortisone shot yesterday afternoon. He's going to wait a couple of days to have that kick in before he starts to do some baseball activity. Phil Nevin said the team will get together for a workout Thursday. They'll see where he's at, but Drury said he's confident he'll be ready to go shortly after the break. And also no official update as of yet on Joe Adell and why he left the game, guys, but he did see him holding that side when he did come back into the dugout, but no word on what he left with for the time being.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. As Max Muncy takes a ball from Reid Detmers, we can certainly think about what it could be the issue for Joe Adell. We're experts now after what we've seen here over the last couple of weeks.
Well, the good news on Brandon Drury, though, even his smile on his face, he was concerned big time yesterday and the day before, but a little bit better feeling about his chance to get back quicker now that he had that cortisone shot. It's just inflammation in his shoulder.
Well, it'd be nice just as a pick-me-up for this Angels team just to have some guys return instead of just guys leaving. Have some of the players come back. I imagine the Angels hope that Rendon is back to full strength as well after the All-Star break. Two balls and two strikes on Muncy. Now 3-2. Muncy has hit 20 homers this year, but
he was 0-2 in this count. Trying to get him to go after a couple high fastballs. He's very patient. There is a swing and miss in his game, but he's a patient hitter. He'll force you to get him out in zone.
Drives this one towards straightaway center. Moniak going back for it toward the wall, and it is gone. Max Muncy's 21st homer. On a 3-2 pitch up. Drove it out to straightaway center field. It's 2-0 Dodgers.
A slider, the harder slider that was upstairs. After he tracked a couple fastballs upstairs, got a slider elevated, and he hits it out to dead center.
First time Detmers has allowed 2 homers in a game since April 23rd against the Royals. Those were the only 2 runs he gave up in that game. He's hoping these are the only 2 runs in this game. The Dodgers have now hit 146 home runs as a team. It ties a franchise record for the most before the All-Star break. They did that in 2019 as well. They've hit 7 now so far in this series. Balls 2 strikes on Miguel Rojas. It's a fly ball to left center field. Mickey Moniak calls off Rengifo.
And our Hyundai key for the game today. Going to Taylor Swift. Blank space. You got to put up some blanks and some zeros from this point forward. Reid Detmers and the Angels. You want to get back into this game. Dodgers have pitched very, very well. 4 games so far into the 4th game against the Angels. So it's up to Detmers to put some zeros up from this point forward. He's thrown the ball so well over his last 5 starts. So 1.42 ERA with 43 strikeouts and 31 2/3 innings pitched during this stretch.
5 straight starts for Detmers with 8 or more strikeouts and 2 or fewer runs allowed. That never happened before within a single season in Angels history. Nolan Ryan had a streak where he carried it over from one season to the next. This has been the longest one in the middle of one season by an Angel. There was a swing and a miss from Vargas to make it 1 ball 2 strikes. It's been a legit streak. The last time any pitcher had a streak like this for 6 straight starts was Garrett Cole in September of 2019. Detmers has a chance still to extend his streak to 6 tonight. Needs a half dozen more strikeouts and can't give up any more runs to keep the streak going, but Hasn't been really a problem for Detmers over the last month.
Opponent's batting average, opponent's OPS, ERA, WHIP, 0.79, second best in all of baseball, and strikeouts, 46, sixth best. So it's been a dominant stretch here for Reid Detmers. I got him on the foot.
So Vargas hit by that pitch.
Back foot. Remember, he went after that pitch, exact type of pitch earlier in the sequence.
Another base runner for the Dodgers. Vargas has not been hitting much, but he finds his way on base here with one out. And James Outman, the batter. Outman was making a bid early on in the year to be a Rookie of the Year candidate in the National League. He's slowed down a bit. Some future Rookies of the Year perhaps in the Futures game today. Just ended as the National League Futures beat the AL squad 5-0. Both Kyron Paris and Edgar Caro played for the American League team. Paris played short. Runner going as Outman fouls one off. Caro ended up getting 3 at-bats, while Harry Ford, who started that game for the American League Futures, ended up batting just once. Some chance for some of the future Angels to show their skills, although I don't know who they're showing them to, because the Futures game is happening as all the other teams in Major League Baseball are playing at the same time.
Caro, we saw him a lot in spring training. He's got a chance to be really special.
Outman fouls that one off the front of the Dodger dugout. Caro is 20 years old already at Double-A, catching every day at Double-A. He's very young to be at that level as an everyday catcher, so he's making his move, that's for sure.
Detmers has allowed 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts. Does have 1 pick off this year, though. That's one thing, one part of his game you're going to see Reid Detmers improve on and clean up as he progresses in his career.
There's a pitch that gets away. Theis has no idea where it is, so Moustakas has to come over from first base to grab the baseball as a wild pitch pushes Vargas to second.
Slider did everything you're supposed to do as far as trying to keep it in front and hits the dirt. And when the spin on a breaking ball different than a fastball, it's going to spin, hit the dirt, and spin away from your body. Kept it in front as far as squared the shoulders up and hit off the chest protector and went far enough away to allow Vargas to get into scoring position.
A little squibber toward the third base side. Escobar's going to try to tag the runner, but he's too late to get over. Vargas advances to third. Outman has an infield hit.
Escobar wants him to look at that. He thought maybe there was a little disconnect in the foot in the bag.
And that ball been hit a little bit harder. Escobar would have had a better chance as he angled his body to try to get to third base, and then Vargas kind of slid over the top of the bag. Doesn't really look like he came off, though.
There was a little bit of lift of the foot, but I don't think it was enough off the bag. Unless he did a Kent Herbeck against Ron Gant. Ron Gant lifted the foot off the base. That was his only shot.
Scenes from the 1991 World Series between the Braves and the Twins. Two teams who went from worst to first, from 90 to 91. Here's Johnny DeLuca with runners on the corners. Dodgers have scored in each inning so far on leadoff home runs. There's a strike to DeLuca.
Five double plays turned behind Reid Detmers this year. Not a big ground ball guy, though.
The curveball there as Detmers gets ahead 0-2 on Johnny DeLuca, the number 9 batter. Mookie Betts on deck. Swing and a miss. Detmers gets a big out. A strikeout of DeLuca. Now 2 away With Betts coming up.
It's that little slower slider thrown. Reid Detmers, better depth on it. Got a big strikeout. The slider that Max Muncy hit out against Reid Detmers is more of a flat 91.5-mile-an-hour slider upstairs. Wow. Potentially walk. Go lefty versus lefty.
Mookie Betts had a multi-homer game batting leadoff yesterday and still will have time to add to it today. But not in this plate appearance, as he's been issued an intentional walk with second base open. So Outman goes to second, and Freddie Freeman sees something he rarely does. A batter intentionally walked in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that's up there swinging early. He's 298 versus left-handed pitching. He stays inside the baseball well, hits the ball to left center.
There's no holes in Freeman's game offensively. Inside out, swung to left field. Rengifo coming on for it, dives, and he can't make the play. Two-run score. Betts goes to third. As Freddie Freeman drops one in front of Rengifo, kind of stutter stepped. Bit of a late start. That ball probably should have been caught.
Inside out, he'll stays in on the baseball really well. You could see even by that going after that baseball that Freddie Freeman thought that ball was going to end up being caught. Luis Rengifo, who's supposed to be the second base to start this game, goes out to left field, unable to make that play.
There's a brief stutter step out there from Rengifo that slowed down his route. Joe Adell was supposed to be the starter. Taylor Ward with that little groin issue that has come up. So the Angels basically don't have a bench right now with Fletcher already in the game. The Angels are down by 4 as Freeman gets 2 RBIs on that base hit. And here's an RBI for Will Smith, scoring Betts. Freeman's on his way to the plate. Rengifo lollipops the throw. It goes all the way to the backstop. Will Smith will advance to second base as Theis finally catches up to it. And the Dodgers have a 6-0 lead.
Another aggressive batter in the lineup. Will Smith was swinging right away. And Rengifo on the throw drops his elbow and elevates it way beyond the home plate area.
Swing and a miss by J.D. Martinez. Detmers has given up 6. Probably should have only given up 2. A 5-run inning here has created a lot of distance early on. Balls and 2 strikes on Martinez, who struck out his first time. He's the 9th batter of this inning. Balls 2 strikes on Martinez. Detmers allowed a leadoff homer to Mookie Betts in the first, then another one to Muncy here in the second. Hit by a pitch, a base hit. The intentional walk to Betts has been followed up by 2-run base hits from both Freeman and Smith. Martinez battling as well with the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Detmers already about to throw his 50th pitch.
Tell Reid Detmers frustrated right now, but you got to put that aside and battle all the way the rest of this game.
A little bit upstairs to Martinez, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Detmers has been on quite a roll. That includes a game where he pitched great against the Dodgers at Angel Stadium. 7 scoreless innings, 8 strikeouts. Angels lost that game 2-0, but ultimately the case could be made, and it was even made by Clayton Kershaw himself, that Detmers outpitched Kershaw in that game.
The Angels had an opportunity against Kershaw in that game. It was 2nd and 3rd with no outs in the 7th, but he was able to pitch his way through it.
Ground ball to short, handled by Velasquez, who tosses it over to Moustakas to retire the side.
The pitch clock is in, the shift is out. Pickoff attempts are limited, while base sizes have grown. So, how are the new rule changes impacting the 2023 season so far? MLB Network's Brian Kinney analyzes the data and brings you the results. See who's reaping the benefits in this new era of baseball and who's falling behind. StatCast, best of the first half, powered by Google. Thursday at 5 and 7 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Got something to say about the game? I want to hear that. Don't just talk about it.
Get caught up so we can talk about it on the show.
Intentional talk about it.
I think this is when opportunity arises.
Join the conversation with Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
We're watching.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game on MLB Network.
Look at our StatCast, really powered by Google Cloud. The separation and speed of his pitches. Average 4-seamer at 94.8, cutter at 90, changeup 88, slider under 86. His knuckle curve, though, at 79 miles per hour. That's the big separation in the speeds of his pitches. Best of his 4-seamer. We saw his curveball. He finished off last inning against Luis Rengifo, but that 4-seamer gets hit quite a bit. Opponent's slugging percentage of 783, 4th worst in the game. Whip percentage just 9% versus his 4-seamer.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Always.
6-0. The Dodgers lead the Angels. Andrew Velasquez leads off the third, a switch hitter. Corner infielders are trying to take away a bunt. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice of Dave Vesia of Dodger Radio to stop by between innings. He only knocked into the wall 3 or 4 times. It's an improvement for him.
Yeah.
Stubbed his toe on the door on the way out. He's a clumsy guy.
Doesn't like slides either, especially in Milwaukee.
Velasquez cuts through that fastball from Grove. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's in there, strike 3 called. Fastball pretty much right down the middle. 4th strikeout for Grove, or rather the 2nd for Grove. It's the 4th by a Dodger pitcher tonight. So 1 away, Shohei Ohtani, the batter. Shohei with 100 hits as a batter, 100 strikeouts as a pitcher. Allows us to resurrect a photo of Adonis Terry, who did that in 1887 and 1890.
Adonis Terry. Shohei with a base hit the first pitch he saw, his first at bat.
Adonis Terry was essentially a Dodger. He was with the Brooklyn Bridegrooms. In 1887, they were the Brooklyn Grays, and then in 1890, they were the Bridegrooms. And eventually the Dodgers.
Groves whip coming into this game at 16-10, so there's a lot of traffic against him. So you got to get some base runners here. That's when you get that one swing, you're right back in the game.
There's a swing to the gap in right center field. Shohei Ohtani is aboard as this ball rolls all the way to the wall. Ohtani gets to second base, and he's thinking about three. Relay throw on the way from Vargas. It gets away. Shohei's got a triple.
I like that. Even though you're down by 6, force him to make a perfect throw to third. Get himself into scoring position at third base, aggressive. That's how fast Shohei is. On this pitch, jumps on a four-seamer. And then he sees that ball to the wall and he goes, you know what? I'm going to try to spark this team myself right now. Slide in with a triple. His 6th, by the way, of the season. To go along with 31 home runs.
Gives Shohei the major league lead in triples outright. He was tied for the league lead in that category entering the day. So something else for Shohei to show off. As Renfroe pops one up on the infield, that's not going to get the run home as Freeman makes the catch. Shohei was tied with 6 others, having put together 5 triples. Now he stands alone at 6, and he stands alone at third base after Renfroe pops out. Well, Bill Hasselman's there too, so I guess he's not alone. 2 outs, and here's Mickey Moniak. Mickey with a strikeout his first time. Moniak has done well away from Angel Stadium. Shohei has done well everywhere. A broken bat roller up the first base side, fielded by Grove. He takes it to the bag, and he works around the triple from Shohei Ohtani.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network. The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
It's like that. Got him and stays fair.
And coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Of a vertical drop. The last 5, though, hasn't thrown in his heart. Much better drop on an end break. Take a look at our Sage pitching decisions. When you go back to it, going right to that same point where it's a little slower. Slider, a lot more break to it, and a swing and miss on that one against Luka, and then against Max Muncy, a harder slider at 91 miles per hour upstairs, flatter to the barrel of the bat, and he hits it out to center field. Not as much break, and not that downward action he's seen so far over the stretch with his slider when he's not throwing it as hard.
It's Muncy leading off the third. He looks at a breaking ball strike from Detmers. Pitching on his birthday in back-to-back years. Last Angel pitcher to do that was our good buddy Mark Langston in 1990 and 91. Now Muncy gets hit right in the back. He takes his base.
By no means was a message sent to Muncy on that one. The first pitch was a breaking ball, and he's trying to throw a fastball inside on him.
You can see the reaction of Detmers. There was zero intent whatsoever. Muncy seems to realize that as he visits with Moustakas at first. The crowd has filed into Dodger Stadium for this Saturday night game between these two neighbors. Strike to Miguel Rojas, who flied out to left his first time. And a rare Sunday day off for both of these teams, considering that this is a two-game series within the interleague schedule. The geographic rivals play each other in separate two-game series at each other's home ballparks. So an extra day of rest with the All-Star break beginning for everybody else on Monday. For the Angels and Dodgers, it starts tomorrow.
Going to hit the back foot again.
That's the third hit batsman for Detmers in this game. 2 in a row to start this inning.
I mean, the game had 3 batters hit this entire season, 3 in this game.
Kind of got Rojas up around the knee. And a hit by pitch from Detmers. Yesterday the Angels went to their bullpen earlier. They had Tyler Anderson stocked away in case he was needed.
Action in the bullpen right now.
Dave Roberts now joining the Dodgers trainer. Thomas Albert is the head trainer of the Dodgers. They take a look at Rojas, who was hit on the back leg.
Jaime Barria getting warmed up quickly down in the bullpen. It's something he's been able to do throughout his career. Bounce back from being in the bullpen as a starter and get ready quickly and give some length in the game.
The Angels having those options with the All-Star break after a day off going into this series as well. Last time we saw Barria was as a starter on Monday, pitched 5 innings. So this would be a normal day of a full-length start for Jaime Barria, so he could give the Angels some length as Anderson did yesterday. They'll reset their rotation around Shohei after the All-Star break, as the Angels will have a long homestand out of the break. A 9-game homestand against the Astros, the Yankees, and the Pirates. We have an update on Joe Adell. Here's Erica.
Tonight's game with left oblique discomfort. That was Joe Adell after his first and only at bat tonight. More after the game, but left oblique discomfort was the reason for him leaving tonight's game.
That's certainly what it looked like, as the oblique injury knocked Zach Neto out for a while, knocked Matt Moore out for a while. And they're not all the same. Just because there's oblique discomfort doesn't mean that there's any sort of strain or need for an IL stint, but certainly cause for alarm to think that there might be yet another use of the injured list for Phil Nevin and his team. Miguel Vargas with a fly ball to right. As Renfroe makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Now, we have a list of all the games lost by players this year as far as different teams go around the league. The Angels, as you'd expect, are near the top of that list in terms of games lost due to injury, but all the other teams on that list are teams that are trying to make a playoff push themselves. Teams like the Dodgers and the Reds and
Yankees themselves.
Yeah, the Yankees have lost more games to injury than any other team. It's another fly ball by Outman. This one to shallow right field where Moustakas goes to get it. So here's the list, and you'll see it's all teams that believe they have a chance at the postseason. Even the Mets, who have stored a 6-game winning streak over the last week, believe that they still have an opportunity. But the Reds and Brewers are fighting for first place in their division. The Dodgers have certainly stayed involved. So have the Yankees. So yeah, injuries happen. They happen around the league, and to these teams they've happened the most. You've got to find your way around it.
And the Red Sox are now 4 games over 500 themselves now.
2 outs, and the batter Johnny DeLuca. The Astros, who are not on that list, they have both Altuve and Alvarez out at the same time. They held off Seattle today as Houston won that game 3-2. Ends a winning streak for the Mariners, who have turned things around of late. Seattle has
ended up losing that game. They had bases loaded, no outs in the 8th, but the Astros made their way through. And Team Maldonado homered in the bottom of the 8th. They end up winning that game against Seattle.
It was Hector Neris who pitched out of the top of the 8th inning. So the Mariners back down to 500 with that loss. Two balls and a strike on Johnny DeLuca. Chops one foul wide of third. Dino Ebel snags that on the Dodgers side.
An old friend, many years third base coach with the Angels. 2 sons that are very, very good high school baseball players. It may indeed be called upon in the draft coming up tomorrow.
The draft starts tomorrow, goes for a couple days. 3 balls, 2 strikes on DeLuca. Angels will have the number 11 overall pick tomorrow night in the first round. Remember, they don't have a second-round pick, as they gave that up to sign Tyler Anderson. See if this stays in play for Theis. It seems it will, and he makes the catch. Detmers puts 2 on, but then works around it in the 3rd.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
First, for Throwback Weekend, the Angels take on the Pirates at 6:30. The first 25,000 fans will receive an Angels fanny pack courtesy of Santa Ana College. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. Old school halo on that fanny pack as David Fletcher takes a strike from Michael Grove. He's in his 3rd inning of work. Angels have put men in scoring position each of the first 2 innings against Grove, but have not scored against him yet. Fletcher hits one toward left center field. James Outman scurries over. And there's one away in the top of the fourth. Well, we talked earlier about the futures game. The future is now for Cincinnati. Ellie De La Cruz, one of the most exciting young players in the game, stole second base, easily stole third, and then the Brewers decided not to pay any attention, so he broke for the plate. He stole that too. Ellie De La Cruz singled, stole 3 bases, and scored a run as the Reds played in Milwaukee earlier today. Cincinnati did win that game 8-5. The Reds now have a 2-game lead over the Brewers in the Central Division. They're 10 games above 500. And that's almost without any pitching staff to speak of whatsoever.
I'll tell you what, Rod Carew was definitely looking at the highlight of that and be very, very proud of him, what he did there. So Rod Carew is one of those base runners too that would take advantage if you're not paying attention to him. His energy level has sparked this team to be one of the best teams in the game. And you mentioned their pitching staff has been so-so, but they're now 10 games over 500.
Moustakas strikes out as Grove has his 3rd K. Baseball is fun again in Cincinnati. Always kind of a sleeping giant there with a fan base that loves their team. There's no question about that.
By the way, Rod Carew was the last baseball player to do that, steal 3 bags in an inning, 1969. I know Rod Carew. You know he was seeing that and smiling.
Harmon Killebrew was at the plate. I guess Rod didn't want to wait around for a home run. That's boring.
Yeah, I'm sure. Harmon was going, hey man, it's an RBI for me. What are you doing? Stay somewhere on the bases. I can drive you in from first, let alone second or even third.
Balls at a strike on Eduardo Escobar, flying to center field his first time. Still waiting on Escobar's first homer as an Angel. So just 4 home runs this year. Escobar starting the season with the New York Mets, who he played for last year as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I saw the Orioles last night, and I wonder what their record has become since Adley Rutschman made his major league debut. Well, that's kind of the effect that De La Cruz has had on the Reds. Similar to what Rutschman has sparked for Baltimore.
Baltimore 18 games over 500 themselves. But yeah, sometimes you bring that huge young prospect up, the energy they could bring to a club. Be huge for you.
Escobar with a slow bouncer, and he's retired. A quick inning for Michael Grove.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Abuelita, my father, my whole family, and Grand Canyon University made me the man I am today. Hi, Tia. I think I'm gonna do Grand Canyon University's online program and get my master's degree.
Trata de llevar a tu familia en el corazón y lograrás lo que tú quieres. Estoy muy orgullosa de ti.
I have an announcement sometime, so I'm going to get my master's degree online at Grand Canyon University.
Find your purpose at GCU.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting, so we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
It's 2015. Well, Mookie Betts has moved past Mike Trout on that list. Finally, the injuries over the last few seasons keeping up with Trout there, allowing Mookie Betts to move past him on that list. And Mookie has largely stayed on the field for the most part. It's mown into his own injury problems in 2021, but Mike Trout has had some trips to the IL over the last number of years, and that includes this year after the broken hamate bone. Trout with surgery earlier in the week, and now he'll take the time to heal his hand and get back out there as soon as he can.
Yeah, I texted him, talked to him almost right after that. He said he already was feeling better. And his mindset is that he's going to get back out there as quick as possible.
There is Mookie Betts leading off in the bottom of the fourth. Betts with a home run in the first inning to start the game. The Dodger record 10 leadoff home runs for Betts already this year. The 26 home runs he's hit total. And he takes strike three called. Reid Detmers gets that call at the top of the zone. Fourth strikeout for Detmers as Betts is retired for the first out. Freddie Freeman will bat. But for more on Mike Trout, here's Erica.
Yeah, guys, when we talked to him yesterday, he really wasn't sure what the next couple of weeks looked like. He had just had the surgery, but when he walked into the dugout today, he already had a different cast on his hand. Yesterday, it was a more permanent looking one. Today, it's more removable, got those Velcro straps on it. So hopefully trending in the right direction. Gooby, he didn't even have a chance to sign his cast. He's already moved on to another one.
I know. I was like, I thought I was going to get that shot, but yeah, he's already moved on already, which is a great sign. That way you can try to do as many things as possible to work on that healing process.
Oh yeah, I don't know if Theis caught that ball in time. Looks like maybe he did get a glove on it. As Will Little, the home plate umpire, absorbed some of that pitch from Detmers. Kind of got him in the chest.
This overthrown slider, that high slider.
2 balls, no strikes on Freddie Freeman. And a double off the glove of Rengifo his last time. Here's a high drive to left field. Rengifo won't be able to get a glove on this. It's another home run. The Dodgers 8th in the last 2 games. Their 3rd tonight. Freeman has driven in 3, and it's 7-0.
As far as a left-handed batter, he's got as good as power the other way as Shohei Ohtani in that same plane as far as driving the ball the other way. He stays on the baseball well, even against left-handed pitching.
Not the birthday that Reid Detmers was hoping for. He gets knocked around, and it's 7-0.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car, then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
Everything you've seen me do was made possible by what you don't see. Because when you're not looking, I go to work. Strength isn't a given. It's grown. It's earned and tested. We all have the strength to see what's possible. It's up to us to unlock it. Tonal, be your strongest.
I started experiencing some slight symptoms of ED. She asked me, "Do you love me anymore?" And so I knew I had to do something about it.
I came across RexMD, and you go online, you answer the medical questions.
The medication is at my house within a couple of days.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
It's literally life-changing.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
Get started today with RexMD.com.
Baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. by Spectrum One, Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. And by Shakey's, the original Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving food, families, and fun since 1954. Jose Soriano, the new pitcher for the Angels.
That power fastball running action, 97, even 99 miles an hour, big time curveball and slider.
Angels had Barria up last inning. Don't necessarily need length from any one pitcher today because just use everybody today. So the Angels will just run through their bullpen and think about the All-Star break. Will Smith leads off here for Soriano, at least in the bottom of the fourth. Already a run in this inning as Freddie Freeman hit a home run. Angels only used Aaron Loop really out of their bullpen yesterday. Tyler Anderson went 4 1/3. Will Smith trying to do some homework on Soriano.
I wonder if he throws that four-seam fastball upstairs. He will throw a fastball upstairs. It's more that hard sinker, like a former pitcher, well, on the IL for the Dodgers, and that would be Dustin May, that running, sinking, hard fastball.
A bunch of balloons and beach balls fly by us here in the booth. I wonder if Oral Hershiser's trying to sneak one over here. Ball 4 to Will Smith. Not even get to really put his studying to good use as Soriano walks him.
Designated hitter, J.D. Martinez.
J.D. Martinez 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Dodgers entered today just a half game behind Arizona for first in the National League West. Diamondbacks won their game. Dodgers would need to hold on here to stay a half game back, so chance that the Dodgers could be tied for first going into the break.
Dodgers dealing with a lot of injuries to their pitching staff. Dave Roberts has done a good job of navigating through that, using his bullpen, which struggled early on. Remember, they got hot in that series against the Angels.
Going into that series at Angel Stadium, the Angels were trending up and the Dodgers were trending down. Really flipped after the Dodgers won the 2 games against the Angels, and both teams have gone again in opposite directions since then. The Angels having a rough time and the Dodgers playing very well. There's a base hit for Martinez. Smith goes straight to third. And the Dodgers have men on the corners, not done yet with a 7-run lead. Max Muncy, the batter, hit a home run his first time up tonight. Also hit by a pitch. Muncy with a batting average below 200, but his on base percentage close to 330, considering all the walks that he draws. Soriano with that good curveball gets a strike. Shohei going to be potentially leading the majors in home runs and triples going into the All-Star break. And his 6th triple of the year earlier tonight.
easy to get a ground ball double play against Max Muncy. He's a guy that hits most baseballs in the air. Just under 41% fly ball percentage for Muncy.
Two balls and a strike on Muncy. Soriano in relief of Detmers. Line past Moustakas down the right field side, a base hit. It scores Smith. It moves Martinez to third. RBI single for Max Muncy, and it's 8-0. Miguel Rojas will bat after a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
Miguel Rojas at the plate, hit by a pitch his last time, flied out to left field in the second. Dodgers won 11-4 yesterday. It's 8-0 here. Angels in danger of a 9th loss in 10 games, 13 out of 17 going into the break. Given up a lot of runs over the course of the last week or so. Back to those last 2 games against the White Sox, they allowed 20 runs in the last 2 games of that series. They have 23 in the 3 games in San Diego, and they've allowed 19 in 2 games here at Dodger Stadium. Nice play by Escobar as he makes a diving try and handles that soft liner off the bat of Rojas. 2 away.
And on the handle of the bat. Nice play, nice reaction by Warren Escobar. More damage in this inning.
2 down. The batter Vargas hit pitch and scored in the second. Vargas has had a tough time with the bat, so much so that Mookie Betts has played a lot of second base lately. Shortstop too. Two balls, no strikes on Vargas. The Braves beat Tampa Bay again, so the Rays lead in the American League East is just 2 games over Baltimore.
That conversation, by far the best team in the game. They've been struggling. 7 losses in a row for the Rays. The Braves are on fire.
To say the least, Atlanta's won 27 of their last 31.
They now have 60 wins this year.
As good as the Rays started, the Braves have had an even better stretch over the last month or so, going 27-4. Vargas draws a walk, and that loads the bases. Braves becoming the first team to reach 60 wins today. Go back to about the end of May last year when Atlanta went on their stretch of playing roughly 50 games above 500 at that point. They're 30+ games over this year so far. There's something like 80, 90 games above 500 since the end of May last year.
They're now 30-13 on the road this year.
The Angels will make a trip to Atlanta later in the year. It's coming up in the first road trip after the All-Star break when the Angels go to see the Braves, who have the best record in baseball at 60-28. There's not been a day yet this season when the Rays have not had the best record in the American League, but if there is a day where that happens this year, it'll likely knock them out of first place with the Orioles hot on their tails now.
The Texas Rangers starting to cool off just a little bit. Lost again today. With Newsom's win, they're just 2 games back.
The Rangers really started falling back when the Angels beat them 3 out of 4 in Texas back in the middle of June. That kind of started a slide for Texas. They had lost their previous series before that to the Rays. As Outman strikes out, that ends the bottom of the 8th with the Angels down by 8.
Sunday on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Whether it's the first time they put on a glove, had a catch, or took their first T-ball swing, every hero has an origin story.
The 2023 MLB Player Draft. See who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero, as teams build their future with their picks from baseball's top prospects.
With the first pick of an MLB draft,
watch live coverage from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, beginning Sunday 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
Take on the Astros next Friday, July 14th at 6:30. The first 25,000 fans will receive an Angels MVP hat celebrating the 4 halos to earn that honor, courtesy of He Gets Us. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. Matt Thaiss leads off the 5th and hits one towards center field pretty well. Back after it is Outman. He gets there and backpedals to the warning track to make the catch. One away.
Let's take a look at our Frontier Play Sense. Shohei Ohtani hits a line drive right center field. You can see how fast Shohei is from home to third as he slides in there at 11.67 seconds. Sprint speed of just about 28 feet per second. Shohei just flying around the bases.
Luis Rengifo bats and takes ball 1. Shohei has continued to dazzle even as the team has struggled. Ohtani leading the majors in home runs and triples. Rengifo looks at a strike.
Still keep in mind he's got 132 strikeouts on the mound.
Players with 100 hits, 30 homers, and even 5 triples before the break. Willie Mays and Shohei standing alone on that list.
Amazing when you talk about Shohei in comparison to Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, the immortals of the game.
And that's just from his batting. That's just his batting. He's not even to really mention that he's the best pitcher on this team. Rengifo rolls one that is grabbed by Freeman with the backhand. An easy flip to Grove for the out. The Angels will need to quickly turn things around after the All-Star break. They'll have that 9-game homestand, the first 6 against teams that are also in wild card competition. The Astros and the Yankees. So the Angels will have a handful of days here to get healthy, lick their wounds from how things have gone over the last 2.5 weeks or so. And they will play some heavy games right out of the break. 3 with Houston, 3 with the Yankees, and then 3 with the Pirates. And then there's that series in Toronto as well. It could have wild card implications. The Angels will need to start piling up some wins to stay in this thing. The trade deadline looming August 1st.
In that same road trip too, you go from Detroit through a no-hitter today to Toronto, then down to Atlanta.
It'll be an easy trip. The Tigers have not played very well this year. They did have a good day today, no hitting the Blue Jays at Comerica Park. Matt Manning was the starter for Detroit, got taken out of that game in the midst of a no-hitter. The crowd was booing because the starting pitcher came out with a no-hitter going. And Manning said after he thought the boos were because there were a lot of Blue Jay fans that made the trip from nearby Toronto. Manning said he had no idea no-hitter was in progress. As Velasquez strikes out.
The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show. Before they flash the leather on the field, they'll flash the style on the carpet. The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show, July 11th on MLB Network. Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
Half non-Shohei Ohtani related was Mike Trout, Brandon Drury, Matt Dice going back-to-back home runs on 3 pitches. It's part of a record-breaking 13-run inning in Colorado. Back-to-back on 3 pitches.
It was really incredible to see as the Angels scored 25 runs, a franchise record in that game against the Rockies. The pitcher who gave those up for Colorado, Anderson, he had allowed 3 straight home runs on 3 pitches before in his career. He was actually the last pitcher to do that until he did it again.
It's still amazing in that game, Wayne, when you look back at that, all those runs scored, there was not one error made by Colorado in that game. 28 hits. There was no position player pitched in that game.
I think the error was putting a ballpark in that thin air in the mountains.
It is a beautiful ballpark, though. So that's a plus.
Jacob Webb, the new pitcher for the Angels here in the bottom of the 5th. The Angels will just use up their bullpen today and say sayonara to a pre-All-Star break portion of their schedule. This is game number 91 on the year. The Angels in danger of falling below 500 for only the 3rd time. The first time since April. They were 11 and 12. Johnny DeLuca with a fly ball to Moniak.
Yeah, what was your favorite non-Shohei Ohtani?
Well, fortunately, there's video to support this. As I just came up with it now, Taylor Ward scooping that ball out in that extra innings game in Texas. Just a very unlikely finish to that inning. Marcus Semien looked like he was going to have an opportunity to drive in the winning run, and Zach Neto bobbled that ball for a moment, unleashed a fiery throw to first. And there's Taylor Ward, having hardly ever played first base before, scooping that ball out of the dirt.
That was an incredible pick by Taylor Ward, considering, the moment, the magnitude of that play, and not much experience at first base.
It was a pretty special night as the Angels pulled out an important win in Texas. It was a fun game as the Angels won in extra innings. Mookie Betts has a leadoff home run tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count here as he faces Webb. He's been a nice addition to the Angels bullpen this year. Two balls and 2 strikes on Betts, who struck out his last time. Here's Freddie Freeman behind him. The Dodgers will go as far as these two take them. One hopper down the line at third. Escobar with a long throw across in plenty of time.
All right, guys, you're talking about some fun games. I'm going with my favorite non-Shohei Ohtani moment. We're going back to May. Mike Trout with the go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. Remember, Jake Lamb had the pinch hit game tying. He had the go-ahead. Anthony Rendon added one earlier. That was his first go-ahead homer in the 9th since July of 2015. Never doubt Captain America.
Yeah, his energy and his enthusiasm after that home run, that was great to see from Trout.
It's a big blast, and really some of the early warning signs of a tumultuous Cardinal season. And the Angels swept them at Busch Stadium earlier this year. Let's go back to that.
Yes. That series, that energy level down in Texas and Arlington, winning that 3 of 4.
It wasn't very long ago, just a few weeks ago, when the Angels won 3 out of 4 in Texas. Won their series in Kansas City, came home to play the Dodgers, lost both of those games, and things have not been the same ever since. Webb brushes one up to his former teammate Freeman. Atlanta Braves together, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Freddie Freeman. Freeman has a homer tonight. The Dodgers have hit 3. And they have cracked 8 in just a game and a half in this series. Up the middle, off the glove of Webb. Fletcher calls off Velasquez and throws out Freeman to end the inning.
Tell you what, he does run very, very well. Good base runner. 12 stolen base. That was a close play at first base. They may even take a look at that one. It was really, really close. Off the glove. Fletch had to be quick on the throw. Just got him.
All right, let's do
Well, the Dodgers won't review it. We'll go to the 6th.
All the excitement, glamour, and fashion. The biggest stars of the game arrive in style for the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show. Before they flash the leather on the field, they'll flash the style on the carpet. Catch interviews and behind-the-scenes moments with all the All-Star glitz and glam. Lights, camera, fashion. The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show. Tuesday at 2 Eastern on MLB Network. Presented by T-Mobile. Red Carpet Show. Before they flash the leather on the field, they'll flash the style on the carpet. The MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show, July 11th on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
In home runs, Mookie Betts tying Pete Alonso tonight for the second most in the National League, just behind Matt Olson, who leads the senior circuit with his 29 home runs. Luis Robert, the only one even in Shohei's neighborhood in the American League. Shohei leads off the top of the 6th inning.
Already a single and a triple in this game for Shohei 3 times this year. Has come close to hitting for the cycle.
It's a high pop up here. As Outman makes the catch, Yanni Hernandez has entered the game to play second base. That moves Miguel Vargas over to first base. Freddie Freeman has come out of the game after hustling on that infield hit attempt. Dave Roberts saw enough. Freddie enjoys Seattle.
He's a great player. Grew up a huge Garrett Anderson fan. You see a lot of similarities with that swing that Garrett Anderson had, be able to drive the right center, left center, stay back on pitches, whether it's a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher.
Freddie from Fountain Valley went to El Modena High School. He was right in the backyard of Angel Stadium growing up. Back in his home area to play for the Dodgers after all that time with Atlanta. Renfroe with a roller that Miguel Rojas is able to get to. There's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning as we hear from Jack in the Box.
Yo, Jack, that a baked brownie in my munchie meal?
You know it, Snoop.
Say less.
Appreciate Snoop looking for the baked goods.
Yeah, we need them to make a trip down to the Big A after the All-Star break and hang out.
Yeah. What's he waiting for? Mickey Moniak batting here with 2 out, nobody on. He's 0 for 2. Nice night here at Dodger Stadium as the final game before the All-Star break for these 2 teams gets played. And just these 2 teams. Everybody else will still play tomorrow. There's Moniak shooting one the other way for extra bases. 2-out double keeps the inning going.
12 doubles, 10 home runs, and a triple for Moniak. Stayed on that baseball, lines at the left field. Good swing there for Moniak.
David Fletcher will be the batter. He slaps one toward the gap in left field, down toward the corner. It's a base hit. That ball bounced into the crowd. Either way, the Angels have their first run. As Moniak comes home, it's back-to-back doubles. David Fletcher gets the Angels on the board.
Fletch from that number 4 spot in the lineup. Driving in, Moniak. Hanging curveball upstairs. Fletch hits everything hard when it's elevated in the strike zone or even above it. Fletcher 333 batting average this season with runners in scoring position. Now go up a little bit with that swing.
Back-to-back 2 base hits. The Angels have scored, and here's Moustakas, who takes ball 1. And that guy in left field diving for that ball almost dropped his Dodger dogs. We would never do that in this booth.
No.
We're going to hang on to these Dodger dogs that we just got. Real Dodger delicacy, Dodger dog. Moustakas hits one towards shallow left. That falls for a base hit. Fletcher around third as he digs for the plate. DeLuca's throw is up the line. The Angels have put up a couple of runs with 2 outs. RBIs from Fletcher and now Moustakas.
2 for 3 for Moustakas. Game tonight. It's an elevated fastball that'll flare into the outfield. Throw up the line there allows Fletcher to score the second run.
So Michael Grove having some issues here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Doubles to Moniak and Fletcher, and then Moustakas with a base hit as well. It's 8-2. And now Eduardo Escobar at the plate. And they're a left-handed batter, as lefties tend to do damage against Grove. Grove has not allowed a home run in his last 16 innings of work. That's after giving up 8 in his first 30 innings this year. So if the Angels can hit one out and get even closer.
Say the home run here makes this game a little more interesting here for the Angels.
Escobar thinking about it, almost on that swing, but it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grove has thrown 62 pitches. Remember, he didn't pitch the first inning, came in after Alex Vesia worked a scoreless top of the first. A strikeout of Escobar ends the inning. The Angels score a couple to get on the board.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. Pitch clocks are in, the shift is out. Pickoff throws are limited while base sizes have grown. See how the new rules have impacted the game so far. StatCast, best of the first half, powered by Google. Thursday at 5 and 7 Eastern on MLB Network. The pitch clock is in, the shift is out. Pickoff attempts are limited while base sizes have grown. So, how are the new rule changes impacting the 2023 season so far? MLB Network's Brian Kinney analyzes the data and brings you the results. See who's reaping the benefits in this new era of baseball and who's falling behind. StatCast, best of the first half, powered by Google. Thursday at 5 and 7 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Hi, I'm J.P. Crawford, shortstop with the Seattle Mariners.
J.P. Crawford flexes his muscles.
I love my experience competing in the pitch, hit, and run when I was a kid. It helped me believe in my skills as a player.
The 1-2 on the way to J.P. And the Mariners win it!
Go show yourself what you're made of and make your way to the national finals at the World Series. Sign up for a free competition near you at pitchhitandrun.com.
To this date, 1941, Ted Williams had a walk-off home run in the All-Star game. They didn't call them walk-off home runs back then, though. It's kind of new.
The splendid splinter.
The 1941 All-Star game. Where are those people on the field chasing Ted Williams around?
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Hope they weren't headhunters.
Hit a grand slam in an All-Star game. Reggie Jackson hit one on the moon in Detroit.
Game was in Detroit as well.
No hits today in Detroit, though, for the Jays.
Matt Manning and a couple of others. The Tigers with a combined no-hitter. '41 All-Star game. The 1980 All-Star game was here at Dodger Stadium. Fred Lynn hit a home run, although that would not be his most famous All-Star game home run. That would come a few years later at Comiskey Park. And Fred Lynn hit what is still the only Grand Slam and All-Star game competition. That was while he was with the Angels in 1983.
For Atlee Hamnick.
The 1980 All-Star game was started by our good buddy Steve Stone. White Sox TV analyst, was the Cy Young winner in the American League that year for the Orioles.
He won 25 games that year, didn't
he? He did. He pitched 3 scoreless innings in the All-Star game too, opposite J.R. Richard, who pitched for the National League. Kristovinsky's been an All-Star before. He's on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th facing Will Smith.
So happy for Carlos Estevez to get a chance to be in the All-Star game up in Seattle. He definitely deserves it.
And that was good to see. Emmanuel Clase pulled out of the All-Star game. As Will Smith, it's a long fly ball toward the left field corner, and Hefo with a long run after it slides, and he is able to make the catch.
Going a long way for that one. Hefo, Arco, top tier play, slides in there before that short wall, is able to get that fly ball, foul ball. Will Smith.
A short wall and a short amount of foul territory too down in that left field corner. As Martinez looks at a strike, so Rengifo dealing with the elements well as he made that catch to retire Will Smith.
Trout has performed very well in All-Star games himself.
Been a 2-time MVP in the All-Star game. He would have loved a chance to play in this year's. He was ready.
He was so excited to be able to play in the All-Star game and be a teammate and playing with Shohei Ohtani in the same lineup.
Would have been the first time together in an All-Star game.
So remember that home run where Trout against Zach Greinke, the right center field for a home run in the All-Star game.
It was a good moment. You know, the best thing about that moment was, besides what you just mentioned, Mike Trout was wearing an Angels uniform during that All-Star game and hitting that home run. You know, the players don't wear their own uniforms anymore. They get the generic league-made All-Star jerseys to represent the colors or whatever of a host city. Martinez, it's a line drive foul, so JD Martinez in the National League will all have the same jersey on, and same thing for Shohei wearing an American League jersey. They won't get to wear their team jerseys in the All-Star game, which was always one of the coolest features of Major League Baseball's All-Star game, and it's really an unfortunate, I think, mistake to not have those jerseys in there, but you know, anything for a buck.
For sure.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez. It's a high fly ball, pretty deep. Rengifo's going back on it. He's at the wall. That's gone. A high arching drive from JD Martinez gets out. And the Dodgers have hit 9 home runs in this series, 4 tonight.
Well, the power has come back for JD Martinez's 22nd home run. Slider that backed up on Kristovinsky. He brought his hands in on that one, still able to get the barrel of the bat and lifted that out with a launch angle to get that above that 375 sign.
Here's Muncy, who homered earlier. The Dodgers with a win tonight will be 29-16 at Dodger Stadium. If it's going to be like that when teams come here to play the Dodgers and they're going to hit home runs here all the time, it's going to be very difficult for Arizona or San Francisco, for that matter, to win the division. The Dodgers, if coming here to Dodger Stadium is just going to be a home run derby, well, the Dodgers are going to end up winning a lot of games in this ballpark, as they already have this year. It would be tough to see how the Diamondbacks or the Giants could overcome that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Muncy.
The Dodgers coming into this game with pretty much right around the same amount of runs per game on the road as compared to home. But they have hit a few more home runs. Now with today, 8 more home runs at home. They've slugged higher and their OPS higher here at home.
Must be the Dodger dog. Can't get them anywhere else. Must be the X factor.
You've seen the baseball much better here at Dodger Stadium.
Some grill marks or something on these Dodger dogs. It was just a boiled hot dog and a plain bun. Muncy rolls one to first. Throw some grilled onions or something. Dress these things up. These hot dogs are making me thirsty. 9-2 Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th.
All right, Kramer.
Miguel Rojas will bat. He's 0 for 2, line to Escobar's last time, who made a diving catch.
Looks like it's an even bigger crowd here tonight than last night. It was a sellout. 52,000 plus. More here tonight.
That should be a similar number announced. Dodgers hosted the All-Star game last year. Rojas with a line drive to center field, and that ends the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-2.
Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
To enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details. Top of the 7th, Michael Grove still on the mound. His 6th inning of work now as he deals to Matt Dice. Angels got a couple of runs off Grove in the 6th inning. Dice hits it hard toward left, backing up DeLuca, who's there, and there's one away.
Stayed on that one really well, but just right at DeLuca and playing pretty deep in left field.
All-star celebrity softball games happening right now.
Any names in there we know of?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, Felix Hernandez hit a home run. King Felix.
Yes.
We know him. Took Adam Jones deep. Well, there's like the celebrity portion of it, which they should put that word in quotation marks. There's some guy who was a NASA engineer and a viral YouTuber. Mark Rober. I don't know. He hit a home run. There's a singer named Yandel. He hit a home run too. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Yandel or Yandel or neither. Could be something else. Max, our producer, chimed in to let me know that Yandel. He's Puerto Rican. So we got that. We know that he's a singer.
Is Ken Griffey Jr. in it?
Well, he's there, but I don't think he's playing. Felix Hernandez did have a home run. I thought it was a grand slam that he hit too.
Also, it was the last perfect game before him onto the perfect game.
Michael Cameron playing in the celebrity softball. We know him.
Yes. Well, he could bring back a home run or two out in center field in his career and hit a few of them himself.
Felix Hernandez's grand slam was off Johan Santana.
Wow, that's impressive.
Mike McCready from Pearl Jam.
That's solid.
Bobby Wagner, the former Seahawk. How about Ken Griffey Jr.'s son, Trey Griffey, who's playing in it? I guess if you're Junior's kid, you can play in it. Last year they had Bad Bunny playing here at Dodger Stadium. Now that's a celebrity. Well, that's a name I can pronounce.
They really need to have Taylor Swift go up and play.
Yeah, we know who she is. She's busy on her concert though right now. Velasquez safe at first as he runs out the fielder's choice.
Designated hitter number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
There's Shohei. And there's a single and a triple so far tonight.
Seven home runs on the first pitch put in play. Shohei was trying to make it 8 on that swing.
There's a long fly ball, right center field. Outman goes back near the wall. That ball is gone. Shohei Ohtani delivers one more strike before the All-Star break. It is his 32nd home run. He extends his major league lead, and the Dodger lead is now 9-4.
Going 433 feet, Shohei Ohtani. So impressive. An Angel fan with the baseball there. How perfect is that? You know the pressure would be to throw it back on the field, but there's no way you're throwing that back on the field.
32 home runs, second most by an Angel before the All-Star break. Behind what Shohei did in 2021 when he hit 33.
Went down and got another breaking ball hit out for Shohei Ohtani. He's crushed fastballs, but he's been excellent on breaking balls. Alman's looking where that went, but it's 433 feet. That's how far it went.
Shohei now a double away from the cycle. The Angels will need some base runners to give him a chance. 2 outs here in the 7th. They need at least 2 more men to reach base to make sure Shohei bats again and has an opportunity to hit for the cycle tonight. He's come up to the plate a few times this year with a chance for the cycle, and it could happen again here this evening. It's 9-4. Grove has allowed 4 runs now in the last 2 innings.
That's amazing. It'll be the 4th opportunity now for Shohei. Potential hit for the cycle this year. 3 times when he's been on the mound pitching.
The Angels will need men on base to get Shohei to the plate one more time. Renfroe strikes out, but Shohei with another one. A 2-run homer, his 32nd home run of the year. The Angels get a bit closer, and an Angel fan gets a baseball on Ohtani's 32nd home run.
Everything you've seen me do was made possible by what you don't see. Because when you're not looking, I go to work. Strength isn't a given. It's grown. It's earned and tested. We all have the strength to see what's possible. It's up to us to unlock it. Tonal, be your strongest.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Shohei Ohtani, 32 home runs, 1 shy of the Angel record for the most homers before the break, which is 33. He's got a real chance and real probability that he will be the Angels' all-time single-season home run leader by the end of the year. And 60 home runs is not out of the realm of possibility either. Shohei Ohtani has just obliterated the baseball with a regularity, including his 32nd home run of the year tonight. Zach Weiss is on the mound for the Angels. Vargas lifts a fly ball to right field. Hunter Renfroe has it.
It's amazing how well Shohei stays back on breaking pitches. He's made a great adjustment on all speed between splitters and changeups.
A looper to Escobar, and Outman makes the 2nd out of the inning. Ohtani has hit just about everything hard this year. Fastballs, non-fastballs. Everything going a long way.
You see all those home runs versus non-fastballs. 14 of them versus breaking balls.
Announced attendance tonight, 53,057 at Dodger Stadium. Too many ballparks that even hold that many these days. Back a few decades ago, most ballparks were big enough to have large crowds like that. This is an older ballpark, the third oldest in all of baseball, if you can believe that.
Baseball, this keeps each weekend, this keeps adding on as far as most attended baseball games on average. It's been great to see that fans are back. Loving the way this brand of baseball is with a lot more action.
There's a drive off the bat of David Peralta, and that's long gone. It's in Kirk Gibson territory as Peralta sends one out to right. The Dodgers' 5th home run tonight, their 10th in the last 2 games.
Slider down by Zach Weiss is right in that zone for a left-handed batter, even though he's just slightly off balance. He kept his hands back. Hits that out to right. There was a time when you had to absolutely crush baseballs to get out of this yard, but the baseballs are flying out of here last few seasons.
And they always used to say that at Dodger Stadium at night, the ball almost was impossible to hit it out. And now this ball flies out of this ballpark.
Same thing really when you look at Angel Stadium, the same thing.
There's another one off the bat of Mookie Betts that is hit pretty well, but Mickey Moniak has it. And that ends the bottom of the 7th.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly. So we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant. So we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
By California Community College. Enroll today at ICanGoToCollege.com. By Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. And by Pacifico, rich golden lager brewed for those who follow their own path. Pacifico, live life, anchors up. Shohei Ohtani has hit his 32nd home run of the year tonight.
Creates such great leverage on the lower half of his body to stay back on a slow breaking ball and hits it that far at 433 feet for Shohei. That's a velocity of 105.2 miles per hour.
Angels will need 2 more base runners to give Shohei a chance to bat again tonight as Bryant Hudson takes over on the mound. This one hit in the air toward the left field line as Peralta moves over to make the play. Brian Hudson shares the last name with Daniel Hudson, who came back very briefly for the Dodgers. He has had so many injury problems over the years, and the other day sprained his MCL. I don't expect him back anytime soon, and it's the sort of injury that it was, but he still was able to finish his appearance, getting a save the other night, throwing one more pitch to finish that game with a sprained MCL.
Part of the Nationals team in one. He was with the Angels in spring training a few seasons ago before going up to Toronto.
All one strike on David Fletcher at an RBI double his last time. It's 2 balls and a strike. Ryan Hudson was drafted by the Cubs and let go as a minor league free agent, scooped up by the Dodgers in the offseason. Balls, 2 strikes now on Fletcher, batting here in the 8th inning. Roller handled by Yanni Hernandez, and there's 2 up, 2 down. The MLB ballpark app will complete your next visit to Angel Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB ballpark app today, and we'll be back after the All-Star break from Angel Stadium on Friday night. The Angels and the Astros, 3 games against Houston, 3 games against the Yankees. An immediate opportunity for what should be a healthier Angels roster to go at a couple of the teams in front of them and try to start to climb forward again.
Yeah, the key is really, when you mention that, Wayne, is health. Get some of these guys back in there. Get Brandon Drury back in there. Zach Neto back. Matt Moore back.
If this team can open up on Friday with Neto and Drury back in the lineup, and Matt Moore available again in the bullpen, I feel like they're a lot more full. Can compete with a team like the Astros and the Yankees after that.
And before long, sometime in August, you'll see Trout and potentially even Logan O'Hoppe towards the end of August.
Just going to bide their time. A couple of series wins coming out of the break. Get things back in the right direction. The Angels can still fight through this thing. These last few weeks, they have taken a hit. There's no doubt in many ways. They're not out of it as Moustakas bounces out. Ryan Hudson works a 1-2-3 8th inning.
Whether it's the first time they put on a glove, had a catch, or took their first T-ball swing, every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Player Draft. See who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero, as teams build their future with their picks from baseball's top prospects.
With the first pick of an MLB draft,
watch live coverage from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, beginning Sunday 6 Eastern on MLB Network. Every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Player Draft. See who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero.
With the first pick of an MLB draft,
watch live coverage Sunday 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
closer, Carlos Estevez.
Boy, he has been excellent all season long. 21 save opportunities, 21 saves. ERA well below 2. That fastball has been consistent, 97, 98 miles an hour, very good. Changeup and slider. His batting average is .216, a franchise record to start the season with 21 straight saves. He has 36 games this season for the All-Star. Estevez.
First-time All-Star, and that was finalized yesterday that Estevez was going to make the All-Star team and head to Seattle with Shohei over the next couple days.
His smile on his face was priceless yesterday. As is his glove he's going to be having to wear in the All-Star game.
He already got one custom made.
Yes, beautiful.
Fly ball to left field from Yanni Hernandez. He's ready to go. Got the big halo on his 53.
So cool.
Carlos Estevez. Thrilled to not have to pitch at Coors Field for all his home games. It has really changed the course of his career. The way that he has looked in an Angels uniform.
Just great life on his fastball too. That late ride to it upper part of the strike zone.
Will Smith swings through that fastball as that one runs away at 98 miles an hour. Carlos Estevez has not blown a save this season. 21 out of 21 with his sub-2 ERA. He has been outstanding. A true closer for the Angels at the ends of games. Will Smith strikes out on the high fastball. There's 2 up, 2 down.
99 mile an hour fastball. So 96, 98, 99.
Angels Live postgame coming up, presented by OC Navigator, as Patrick and Bobby will get you ready for the All-Star festivities. Shohei Ohtani and Carlos Estevez representing the Angels, as Mike Trout hoped to. Trout was elected to his 10th All-Star game by the fans, his 11th overall. Unfortunately, will be unable to participate due to the injury that he suffered earlier this week in San Diego. Angels beat Zach Gallen and the Diamondbacks last Sunday afternoon at Angels Stadium. Had the road games coming up at Petco Park and Dodger Stadium, and on the verge of being 0 for 5 in those. As Martinez fouls one off, these two might face off in the All-Star game. Estevez and Martinez. Same goes for Estevez and Will Smith, who we just struck out.
He's feeling pretty good with his fastball. He's thrown a lot of them so far in this inning. And 98 consistently, even 99.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, funny when you talk about reliever usage, because sometimes you go through the guys so much that they end up getting tired, and then you don't use them at all for a stretch, and then they look great again. They look refreshed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Angels saw Josh Hader all 3 games in San Diego after he had only pitched once in a span of nearly 2 weeks. Slow to Martinez, ball 4. And this inning continues.
Just really trying to overthrow to finish off strong.
Max Muncy.
Muncy has homered and has an RBI single tonight. The Dodgers with 10 runs on 10 hits after posting up 11 yesterday.
Clean up some things, get healthy, but also get back to dominating on that mound again. Been a struggle for staff here last week or two. Prior to that, this on a roll. Starting staff was on a tremendous roll.
Angels starters have allowed 40 earned runs in their last 46 innings, spanning over the last 10 games. There's been a complete 180 from what was a 2-week stretch before that, where Angels starters had a very low ERA collectively. I hope Shohei's blister is under control, and
he's the leader of that staff when he gets going again and going out there dominating on the mound. That'll create that competition amongst starters to get better, and everyone just tries to do a little better each start.
Another walk as Estevez walks both Martinez and Muncy back to back. Miguel Rojas will bat. The air right center field. So Carlos Estevez in his last inning before the All-Star break. First time All-Star works a scoreless bottom of the 8th.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, July 23rd at noon Eastern on MLB Network. Pitch clocks are in, the shift is out. Pickoff throws are limited while base sizes have grown. See how the new rules have impacted the game so far. StatCast, best of the first half, powered by Google. Thursday at 5 and 7 Eastern on MLB Network.
3-hit performance, including his 32nd home run of the year.
Triple, single, and a home run. Those numbers, unbelievable for Shohei Ohtani. First in total bases, OPS, slugging percentage, home runs. Fourth in strikeouts as a pitcher. Second opponent's batting average, opponent's slugging percentage, and seventh whiff percentage. And number one by a lot as far as WAR, 6.2.
Eduardo Escobar bats right-handed against the lefty Brian Hudson. Still a chance that Ohtani can bat here. Angels will need a couple of base runners to get on here in the top of the 9th.
This is his first career home run in this ballpark for Shohei.
Escobar toward the right field line, hit well but foul. Escobar loops one to right center field, and that's a base hit. So the Angels get one man on, need at least one more to give Shohei an opportunity here in the 9th inning.
Go back to Hyundai Key for the game today. The 7th inning, Shohei Ohtani, blank space, had not hit a home run at Dodger Stadium. Well, you know what? Now he does. Going 433 for a single, triple, and home run. The 6th time he's got a possibility if he gets a chance to swing the bat. Look for the cycle.
Well, 1 to Matt Thaiss, who is 0 for 3. Lined out to left field his last time. Rengifo follows him, then Velasquez. If one of those men can reach base, Shohei will get a chance to hit for the cycle tonight. Needs a double. It's 3 balls, no strikes on Thaiss.
We needed that double in Baltimore to hit that base hit the left field. Didn't go kick away. Hayes out in left field, or he might have had that double.
It was just a slicing liner, and instead of slicing more toward the line, it stayed straight away in left field as Thaiss looks at a strike.
Remember, he had that chance also. It almost hit a home run at the Big A to right center field. Just missed it at the wall.
Shohei tonight becoming just the 5th player to have 32 home runs or more before the break. Twice in his career. Joining Ruth, Mark McGwire, Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa on that list. Some prolific sluggers, and I want to walk to Thaiss. There's a chance here for Shohei to have an at bat in the 9th inning.
Left fielder number 2, Luis Rengifo.
Luis Rengifo has drawn a walk. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Dodgers get their bullpen moving again, just in case they need some help behind Brian Hudson here in the 9th.
Some have a tough time finding the strike zone.
Chavez Ravine has been the site of an Angels cycle in the past, as this was their home ballpark for a couple of years back in the 60s, and Jim Fregosi hit for the cycle as an Angel at Chavez Ravine.
About this ballpark, that spacious outfield, it's conducive to doubles and even triples. Shohei just we need a double if we got a chance to swing the bat here in this inning.
There have been a few cycles ever hit in this ballpark. Rengifo with a roller knocked down by Muncy, and everybody's safe. So now the bases are loaded, and barring a triple play, Shohei Ohtani will bat here in the top of the 9th.
Shortstop number 4, Andrew Velasquez.
Velasquez is 0 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored on Ohtani's home run in the 7th inning. He bats with the bases loaded here in the 9th inning with a 10-4 deficit. Shohei, a double away from the cycle, is on deck. Mentioned Jim Fregosi cycled here at Dodger Stadium in an Angels home game. Well, only one Dodger has ever hit for the cycle here. It was Orlando Hudson in 2009. Only 2 cycles in the history of this ballpark. Wow. And Velasquez strikes out. That gives Shohei a bat. With the bases loaded here in the 9th inning, a double away from the cycle.
Number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei hit for the cycle in June of 2019 at Tropicana Field. There's a fly ball to left. Easy for Peralta as he makes the catch. And an RBI for Shohei on the sacrifice fly as Escobar scores. And again, Shohei a hit shy of the cycle as he flies out.
Get another RBI. That's 3 RBIs in the game for Shohei. 71 on the season.
Number 12, Hunter Renfroe.
We'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe is 0 for 4 tonight. Will Smith going to the mound.
Shohei Ohtani will go into the All-Star break hitting over 300.
Dave Roberts not satisfied that his pitcher can get the last out here. He wants someone else to try to do it. The score 10-5.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Tonight at Dodger Stadium, as Dave Roberts goes to his bullpen and brings out Evan Phillips, who's essentially been his closer. Well, this is not yet a safe situation. The Angels would have needed one more base runner to make it a safe situation for Phillips. We'll try to end it before it can get to that, as Hunter Renfroe will be due up.
Still, when you put it in perspective, Shohei Ohtani's numbers at the All-Star break at the plate alone: 302. 15 doubles, 6 triples, 32 home runs, 71 RBI, 11 stolen bases.
Well, that's just at the plate.
Yep.
As you said, just his offensive numbers. Not even counting a good year that he's had on the mound. Taking the ball every 6th day. He has made all of his starts. 17 starts. He's pitched 100 innings. He has 132 strikeouts. Opponents have hit 189 against him. He has a 3.32 ERA. He's only allowed 67 hits in 100 innings. He's got an enormous number of strikeouts. It's really remarkable. It's the ultimate baseball player. There's going to be a price put on it when the season is over, but you really can't put a price on what has been a priceless player to watch.
Every day, the energy he brings and the effort he brings.
Hunter Renfroe strikes out, and that's that. The Angels limp into the All-Star break. It's been a rough few weeks. The team will hope to get healthy and look a lot different when the post-All-Star break schedule begins on Friday.
And that's the important thing. You gotta clear the mind of this. It's been a struggle. Nothing you can do about it now other than get healthy and start playing better baseball across the board. The 3 things you need to do: you got to hit, you got to pitch, and you got to field.
Well, the Angels will try to do that. Shohei and Carlos Estevez will represent the team well at the All-Star game on Tuesday night. For Mark Ubenzon, Erica West, and our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We wish you well, as we'll talk to you again next weekend. Angels Live postgame is next.